If you're a beginner, this is going to give you a 7-level guide to cold emails. So what you can expect, what is really relevant. Now, this is going to be for you beginners out there. If you're a little bit more experienced, I think you're still going to take away just 2 or 3 things from this video that could be crucial to you scaling. So if you're a little bit more advanced, I would advise you to still watch this video towards the end because I share some tips that are super advanced and you probably not even heard about them. So let's get started. So there are problems at any of the 7 levels I'm going to show you, and if you ignore them, you're going to have a big problem. So level 1 is basically the details: the subject line, preview text, formatting, signature, the invisible 1%, right? Second, the interactions like the hooks, call to action, the psychology, the flow from the first line, and how you transition that into your offer. And also just keep in mind, like, the details and their interactions, like the subject line and the actual first line just matters a ton, because that's what people see when they don't even click your email. You just get an inbox notification from some random guy. Who the fuck is Sabo, right? And then you see the copy, the first line of the copy, and then you see the subject line, and you gotta, be a little bit tricky just so it's enticing enough for people to open, but you don't reveal too much, and that they don't put you in spam and they actually want to read it. So that's really the art of cold email, right? And copywriting in general. Next is the technology. So, what infrastructure you use, domain, DNS, inbox rotation, everything just makes your inboxes land, right? Next is the defaults. So sending volume, follow-up timing, sequencer settings, right? Most people never touch. We're going to talk about that. Also the structure, it's level 5. One offer versus many, one ICP versus broad, how the system is architectured. 6, the strategy itself, right? The reframe. Cold email isn't about emails, it's about building your pipeline. And finally, we're going to talk about the vision itself. I know it's a little bit abstract sounding, but trust me, just hang in tight. What it looks like when all the 6 levels work together at the same time. It's very important, right? Because you can have level 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, like I said, if you don't have level 1 and 2 in cohesive manner with each other, it's not going to be performing that well, right? So the best cold email in the world, sent from a burned domain to the wrong ICP with a high friction call to action through a sequencer running default settings, just going to fail every single time. Every level stacks on top of each other. So fixing one layer while ignoring the others is just going to be disastrous. So level 1, the tiny details that most people just walk straight past. So that, like I said, the inbox preview, what the client sees before they open up the email. So especially on mobile, the majority of the recipients encounter your email, it shows 3 things before they decide to delete: the sender name, the subject line, and also 7 to 12 words of your copy body. Like 80% of the people don't even know about this. 99% of the people don't optimize this. So that's what I mean. Level 1 is already starting off quite strong, right? Hopefully this tip will help you a ton, because now you know this, it's super powerful, and hopefully you start using this. It's going to make you a ton of positive replies. So instead of, I wanted to reach out because I came across your company, I thought you might be a great fit, you can say something something actually relevant. Most Series A companies your size are losing 80% of outbound replies because no one calls them back in 5 minutes. And oh my God, what an email that is. I'm going to reply straight away because that's something true and that's something I'm not doing, right? Why? Because it's just, it's structured right. It makes sense. I don't care about the first one. That's going to go straight to the trash. There's a great saying from an OG marketer. I forget the name, and also I'm going to probably butcher the quote, but the meaning is, you used to sort back in the old days or emails above the trash can. So what that means is you just throw out the ones that sound trash. And that one on the left is quite trash, but on the right is quite good, right? In case you haven't picked up, you need to care for subject line length, the case style, and also line breaks, any kind of structural formatting that could break up your email. And you also need to pair this with the subject line itself, right? Also, don't do HTML. Plain text wins from name as well. Is always just something that matters as well. Level 1, quite simple to understand, right? I hopefully just made you a ton of money with this thing alone. So first sentence is more important than the subject line itself. So you can compare here, right? So week 1 is, my name is Jeff and I work at Google. We specialize in helping businesses like yours with outbound lead generation. That's terrible. But a stronger version is it. saw company just closed a Series A. Congrats. Most teams at that stage start wrapping up outbound before the infra is ready and burn their domain in the first 60 days. Now, this does two things. Now, it talks about most other companies, and this just puts in their mind like, I should be doing this. What the fuck is this, right? This guy's talking about this. Let me read on. And they say like before infra is ready and they burn their first domain. So first of all, they weren't even aware about this, that they should be doing this and that there's a possible problem. So you just save them from two things. Number one, just missing this opportunity. And the second thing is just fucking up the opportunity. So that's quite a good hook, right? Next is the call to action. So if you want to pause, just read on. I'm just going to show you in this video just the most important parts. If you want just a detailed version of it, you can pause at any time. I'm not going to go through the whole doc, but a high friction one is book a 30-minute demo call here, Calendly link. Lower friction is worth 50-minute call to see if this fits, right? Not a huge difference, but you could do this and just have slightly better conversion. Or if you could just do this, have the discovery call on a phone call, which is going to take like 5 minutes. And if it's, if it's going to take 40 minutes, don't say to them it's going to take 15 minutes because that's just fucking retarded. And they're going to tell you that you are as well. Right, the technology. Prospect never sees your SPF records, but without it, nothing lands, right? SPF is quite basic. The reason I put it here is because most people even mess up the basics, and hopefully you don't. SPF just stands for Standard Policy Framework, just some email record that helps you land in the inbox, DKIM, DMARC domain. But the point is, this is super easy to set up. Most people do it, but if you're getting the inboxes from the wrong place, then you're also going to cook yourself. So if you want the most stable infrastructure, if you want the infrastructure that the highest senders for cold email are using currently to this day, go to MailDeck. There's an entry offer for $99 a month. You can send up to 40K cold emails, being diversified across Outlook, Google, and SMTP. So if you want to take advantage of it, go ahead. Over 8 million emails are being sent through MailDeck every single day. Personally, I use the same stack to send 1.6 million from MailDeck as well. So next is the default. So sending volume, sequences, follow-ups, timings. Most people run their entire operation on whatever the sequencer sets by default. Just make sure you set it to the correct details. This is not a full guide on what to do for each sequencer. I'm just going to tell you, just watch out for it and try to find the best possible setting. Just in general, if you set it on like 50 to 63 minutes on sending intervals for Outlook, is good. If you do it for Google, it's like 25 to 35 minutes. For SMTP, it's just a little bit different. Also, there's a ton of other stuff like ESP segmenting. It's good for one ESP, it's bad for another one. So if you want more information on this, there's a guide I did below where I tell you all about this. If you want just more information on this, you can take the URL here, or I'll probably put that in the description or somewhere else you can find it. It's going to be very easy, probably at the bottom of the video. But next is the structure. So this is basically the offer, your ICP. So just have one offer, one ICP in just one segment. It's just going to make your life a whole lot easier. If you want to test different stuff, different angles in different campaigns, that's totally fine. I do that all the time, but you don't want to do different offers, different ICPs in the same campaign because that's going to mess everything up. So make sure you keep it simple. Next strategy itself. Cold email is not about sending emails. It's about building a predictable pipeline machine. I know it's abstract, but listen to me when I say the reframe changes everything. Most people think about it as individual sends. You really should not care about that. You should think about it as what the results you're getting from it, because I don't care about the replies per se. I care about the end results. So you could aim for like 4-6% replies, and that's great. But if 3% replies gets me to my goal, which is 500, 600 calls a month, then I'm fine with it, right? I'm fine with it with my current sending goals. So just reframe that. What's the end goal? Are you aiming for like high reply rates, or do you want actual book meetings and book calls and money in the bank? What do you want, right? And finally, just the vision, just stack everything together. So everything I explained to you should flow cohesively. And why most people fail, again, it's just they don't stack everything nicely. But most importantly, the infrastructure is garbage. So like I said, if you want to take up on MailDeck's offer, $9.99 a month, or if you're just a serious baller and you'd like to do more volume, you can also check out the other plans we have here. You could do Google, SMTP, or diversified. Or if you want to get warm up inboxes, you can do so as well. If you want to calculate how much it would cost, there it is. If you want to do 2 million emails a send through Outlook, it's going to cost you 3.5K. It's quite a good price, damn good price, if I say so myself. Then again, just keep in mind, like some of them flow quite nicely together. So just got to make sure, I think the best thing you can take away from this video, just have a proper good infrastructure and make sure you watch out for every single nuances, because there's like multiple levels to this. Hopefully with this video, that covers everything. So sequencers, offers, ICPs, even the subject line, how it flows with the first line. There's a lot of stuff. And I know if you just mess up like one thing, it just could collapse the whole operation. So if you're not ready to accept that, I think you should pick something else other than cold email. But if you are, you're a G, and let's get scaling together.